Hello everyone, it is Nightshade Moon here, and I just want to come on and do this video, and as per, you might have saw on Instagram, my, picture, I did a meditation with Hecate today, and then I did a, reading with her. I wanted to get some messages from her and see what messages she had to share with me today, and one of the cards was, a wish, pretty much like summing it up. It was like, a wish, you have a wish to be granted, light a candle, and, you know, um, anything you want pretty much is yours right now if you want it bad enough, kind of thing. So I thought that I would do a candle wish spell, pretty much directed by Mother Hecate, and share that with you guys. I'm on Instagram. It is my YouTube name, but it's separated, so it would be night and then underscore and then shade underscore and then moon. So it's Nightshade Moon, but there's underscores in between. In case you wanted to find me on there, I can put it in the description box. In case you were wondering, you can check it out. But anyway, so stay tuned for the wish candle spell. Hello everybody, so here we are. I have everything out that I have used for my candle wish spell. And again, this is as directed by Hecate in a card reading that I did after a meditation with her earlier today. So what I am using, and now this isn't exactly what you will need unless you want to do it exactly as I'm doing it. You don't have to. You can totally, find your own way of doing this. But what I used is a white candle. Now you can use any color candle with what you are trying to accomplish. You can use whatever candle color either corresponds with that and or feels right to you, or feels right for you, excuse me. But right now I have a leftover white illuminator, I guess candle you want to call it. I was just using it for some light, and I've only used it like once for a few minutes or something. But this is all I had right now, and I have a blue candle that I haven't even used, but that's not what I wanted to use for this today, so I figured I would use a white, because to me, white you can do with pretty much anything. That's my personal opinion, but you can use whatever color candle you want. So I have a white candle. I have some sea salt over here. I have, and I'm sorry if I'm a little shaky, but I am filming on my iPad. I don't really have a camera to use unless I either film on the iPad or my phone. Anyway, so I have some sea salt here. Then if we look over here, I have some storm water that I collected from a pretty crazy rain, thunderstorm, whatnot we had last week. I have some signature magical powder, which is pretty much some stuff that I put together, which is like something I always want to keep in my life. And that's pretty much what I want my wish to be, is just things I always want to bring into my life. And for me, that's always self-love. I don't have the greatest self-esteem, and I never did, so that's something I'm always striving to work at, is my self-love. I always want to keep health in my life, wealth in my life. Like, I want to make sure the bills are paid, there's food in the house, if we have, clothes or things we need. We're just, I want to always make sure that I am, and my family is provided for. Protection always, as, to me that's an always thing. You want to always have, you want to always be protected. And then I want success in my life as well. I want to, whatever it is I decide to do, whatever endeavor it is, I want to make sure that I am successful in that. So that is things that I had put together, in my signature magical powder that I always want to bring into my life. So I have this in this cute little jar here, and I threw some, when I've made this many, many moons ago. But anyway, so I put some red and blue glitter in there as well, just because I felt like it needed it, and it looks pretty, so cool. But anyway, so that's a little bit about that. So I have the signature magical powder. I have some lavender oil over here. And I also have a bay leaf. And then, so again, this is my wish, is to bring in something I always want to keep in my life, and that's bringing in self-love, health, wealth, protection, and success in my life. So what I did was I took the sea salt and I sprinkled it clockwise around the candle, like in here. If you look, you can see it in there all around the candle. I did the sea salt first and did it a clockwise motion around the candle because for me that's how you bring in. That's how I want to bring into my life. I do clockwise. If you want to remove anything from your life, to me, I do it counterclockwise. Now it might work differently for you, or you might just do clockwise regardless. It doesn't matter. It's whatever feels right for you. So I do clockwise with the sea salt around the candle down in here. And then the next thing I did was I sprinkled my signature magical powder all the way around again in a clockwise motion. And I'm sorry, I'm reading notes that I had written down in my book of shadows just so I didn't forget anything, since I have prepared this earlier. So we did the signature magical powder clockwise around the candle. Then what I did, and for me, lavender also represents love, and it's always very relaxing and calming, but I really like, for me, it represents love as well. It's always a smell that I have loved. Excuse me. So because I love the smell of it, I love the look of it, everything else, the flowers itself, stuff like that, to me, it's a love thing because I love it and whatever, it just feels right for me. So same with roses. Roses I love as well, and to me roses are for love and it's special. They're special to me. But anyway, I'm getting off topic and rambling. Sorry. So then what I did was I dripped the lavender oil. Now sorry, I'm like reaching out of the way because I'm looking through the screen. I'm just going to squeeze this out so I'm not dripping it all over the place. So anyway, what I did was I dripped it like in here, in with the sea salt and the magical powder, just like I was doing a 5-pointed star all around. And then I did that. Having trouble seeing through the screen and not looking through the screen at the same time, but anyway, so I did that around the candle like I'm making an invisible 5-pointed star. So I put 5 drips around the candle in a clockwise motion, and then what I did was I put a little bit of the signature magical powder in the palm of my hand with some lavender oil, and I put my intent into it in my hands, and then I anointed the candle. And then what I did after that, and this is all just things that I felt that I needed to do. I felt like I needed to do it this way. You guys don't have to do it this way. You guys don't have to use what I've used. You guys can use whatever you want to get what you want from this, spell candle in a sense. You guys can use whatever herbs, whatever incense, whatever oil, anything. You don't have to anoint your candle if you don't want to. You don't have to sprinkle anything around the base of it or anything like that. I mean, you can just, charge the candle with your intent. You can carve into it and then light it. It's all whatever feels right for you. But this is just what felt right for me after, doing my meditation with Hecate and then doing the card reading to follow with some messages from her. So anyway, so after I, anointed the candle, then what I did was I actually held the dropper up to the very top of the candle, and I dripped 5 drops again, like in a clockwise motion as I was drawing out a star on the top. So each drip like ran down the side of the candle. I don't know, I felt like I needed to do it, so I did it. You guys don't have to do that. So again, I made like another 5-pointed star by dripping it down the top of the candle, and I tried to really avoid the like wick area because I don't know if it might mess up lighting it. It might not. I just didn't want to get like it all over the top. So then what I did after that was I wrote down the wish on the bay leaf. So I wrote down again everything that I use with my signature magical powder, things that I always want to keep bringing into my life. Sorry, I'm like holding it up like you guys can see it. Self-love, health, wealth, protection, always, success in my life. Those are just the things I always want to bring in, things I always want to work on, stuff like that. So I wrote that on the bay leaf. Now what I want to do is, well, I already did it, but anyway, what you would want to do next, at least what I did after that, was I empowered and enchanted and put my intent in the bay leaf down here. And then I, put my hands on the candle, touched around the candle, and just put my intent in. so that way that it will burn and do what I want it to do with bringing these things into my life. So what I'm going to do now is I want to light the candle and then let it burn for a few seconds, and I'm going to light the bay leaf in the candle flame, and I'm going to put it out once I get it going pretty good in the cauldron, which I have sitting over here. And I just have my abalone shell with a Palo Santo sitting out because that was what I did to, you know, cleanse the candle holder, because I actually found it in the closet here and I'm very excited. So I was like, yes, I'm going to use this for something, and it's been sitting on the shelf. And yeah, so I was like, oh, I can use it for this. Perfect. So I cleaned it and then cleansed it spiritually with Palo Santo, so that way it would be nice and ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you know, pick up this stuff and make some space, so that way I'm going to come back and light the candle and everything for you guys. So I will be right now. I'm not the steadiest person. So what I'm going to do is light the candle. So let that light up for a minute. I want to put this lighter back on the shelf. So there we go. I have lit my wish candle spell to start it, and then we'll let that burn for a moment. And that's my chair creaking. Sorry about that. It's a little old office chair. I really sound out of breath, and I'm really not. Sorry. It's probably just because I ramble so much and I just don't breathe in between talking because I don't know. I ramble. So anyway, guys, I am now going to light my bay leaf, and I want to move, I don't know, I'm just a little iffy about doing this one-handed, so I want to try to show you guys. Alright, so you can see everything. I'm going to love how they crackle. Last time I did this, I burnt my nail, so. Still not burning off all the way, but that's alright. That's probably why I should have a charcoal disc in my cauldron. Every time I go to put it in the cauldron, it goes out. So, that's okay. Still getting it to do what I want it to do. But it still feels okay to me. So there is my wish released by burning the bay leaf. And I put it in the cauldron, and you know, I'm going to let my wish candle burn down. Flame's not very big, but it's strong. It's not jumping all over the place or anything. It's just nice and steady. It might be moving a little bit because the windows are open. There's a breeze, but so anyway, you guys, that is it for my wish candle spell. And again, you guys don't have to make a wish out of it. You can do this kind of candle magic with anything you want to either bring in or remove from your life, depending on your needs. So you can always modify it to, you know, suit those needs or your taste in whatever you do. And my dog is snoring on the couch behind me. See, puppy, snoring, sleeping. I am in the witchy room. Sorry for the blurriness. But yeah, so that is it. And anyway, if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, blessed be.